So, Hare Krishna, dear devotees, we wanted to seek the blessing of Radha Madhav, Radha Shyamsundar, Krishna Balaram, Bal Gopal, Gaunitai, Singh Dev Bhagwan, Chila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, and the assembled devotees. So, we are looking at this bhajan, and hopefully today we will finish this. His name is Sri Vrajdam Mahi Amrita, Mahima Amrita, and it's all the glories uh, of Vrindavan. So we quickly just going through Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan, Shri Govinda Gopinath, Madana Mahan, Shyama Kanda Radha Kanda, Giri Govardhan, Kalindi Yamuna Jaya, Jaya Mahavan, Keshigata Bamsi Bata, Dwadasakana, Jahasa Lila Koilo, Srinanda Nanda, Srinanda Yashoda Jaya, Jaya Gopadan, Sridamadi Jaya Jaya, Denu Vasagan, Jaya Breshabhanu Jaya, Kirtida Sundari, Jaya Purnamasi Jaya, Abhiranagari, Jaya Jaya Gopeshwar, Brindavanamaj, Jaya Jaya Krishna Sakha, Batu Dvijara, Jaya Rama Gata, Jaya Rama Gata Jaya, Rahini Nana, Jaya Jaya Brindavan, Basi Jata Jan. Vrindavan Basi Jatajan means the residents of Vrindavan. We may not believe Krishna is God because of lack of faith. The Brajvasis don't believe he's God, not because they haven't got faith, because they unconditionally and unlimitedly love him. To them, it doesn't matter whether Krishna is God or not God. They have so much depth of love for him that that love even overpowers the Supreme Lord. So this is another aspect of the Brijbasis. Maybe he's God, maybe he's not God. We don't care. We love him anyway. The Brijbasis regard Krishna as their own, and he also regards himself to be theirs. This is the most amazing thing. Krishna belongs to the Brijbasis. Their love is so intense and genuine that they think even if he is God, their deep love eclipses any mood of Ashwarya awe and reverence. If you think somebody is God, then you're always going to have this mood of awe and reverence towards them. But the Brajbasis, they had so much intense love for the Lord. That love eclipsed any mood of Ashwarya. The mood of the Brajbasis is whatever is dear in this world should be for Krishna's happiness. Mother, father, friends, brothers, wealth, animals, home, land, and so on. The Brajbasis can leave everything simply for the happiness of Krishna. So one time Krishna had a headache and he asked, who did he ask? Narad Muni. I need the dust from the lotus feet of my devotees in order to relieve my headache. So Narad Muni went to different devotees. He went to the Brajbasis. Nobody said yes. Nobody said yes. Eventually, he went to the gopis. And the gopis said, yes, how much do you want? How much dust do you want? Narad Muni said, well, you want to give your dust for the lotus feet of the Lord? For the lotus head of the Lord? Yeah, we don't mind. As long as his headache is cured, we're happy to go to hell. As long as his headache is cured, we're willing to give everything. So this is the mood, intense mood. Jaya Dvija Patni Jaya Naga Kanyaga Bhagati te jara bhairo Govinda charan. Dvija Patni, the wives of the Brahmins. So one time the Gopas were in the forest. They were very hungry. They didn't bring enough lunch. So Krishna advised them, go to the Brahmins and request them. The Brahmins were performing a yajna for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord. The boys approached the Brahmins for food for Krishna and Balaram. But the Brahmins ignored the boys. They ignored the Gopas. We're busy. We're busy doing yajna. Can't you see? We're trying to please the Supreme Lord. Of course, the Supreme Lord came in the form of the Gopas to ask for food, but the Brahmins didn't recognize them. They were too engrossed in the ritualistic ceremonies, and they didn't see past that. Then Krishna advised them to go to the Brahmins' wives. They were great devotees. And immediately they left home with all the food for Krishna. The Gopas went to the Brahmins' wives. Our Krishna is hungry. Really? Where is he? He's in the forest. Oh, we will come. We will bring everything for him. They loved Krishna. There was a wonderful interaction between the Lord and the wives. And Krishna finally requested them to return home. They were very sad to go. They didn't want to go home. They were so pleased to be serving Krishna in the association of Krishna. The Brahmins later realized their mistake and they glorified their wives. Oh, we are so foolish. We were doing this sacrifice for the pleasure of the Supreme, but the Supreme himself came and asked for something and we refused. How foolish we are. And that's true. Naga Kanyagan. The Naga Kanyagan is the wives of the Kaliya demon, snake. Kaliya poisoned the Yamuna river. Krishna jumped in the river and punished him. At the same time, he danced on the hoods of Kaliya for the pleasure of the gopis. In fact, they had a little ras lila on the heads of the gopis. Kaliya is the only demon Krishna spared due to his wives who pleaded for his life. So you can see the power of the Matajis. Krishna banished Kaliya from the Yamuna, and currently he resides somewhere near Fiji. And in the ISKCON Fiji temple, there is a beautiful deity of Kaliya Krishna on the altar. Jaya Shri Rasa Mandala Jaya, Jaya Radha Shyam, Jaya Jaya Rasa Lila, Sarva Manoram. So Rasa Mandal is the arena of the Ras dance at Bilvavan. When Lakshmi Devi came to Bilvavan, one of the most enchanted forests of Braj, to play Ras Leela with Krishna, she was only allowed to witness it. She couldn't enter the Ras Leela. She could, from a distance, from a long distance, just see it. She was not allowed to cross the Yamuna to enter the Ras Mandal. Why? Because who is Lakshmi Devi? That's the wife of Narayan. Who is Narayan? Supreme Lord, just as Krishna is. But she has a mood of awe and reverence. So with Narayan, her mood is of servant, essentially, servant, even though she's the wife of Narayan. That mood of servant does not qualify her to enter the Ras Leela. And she is still performing tapasya there to be allowed in. So this is really quite extraordinary. If you ever want to continuously render service to the flowing current of eternal bliss, then just take shelter of the feet of a bona fide spiritual master, O spirit soul. Then rejecting all types of dry, sapless worship, which is devoid of appreciation for higher sentiments, please reflect deeply on the nature of the Absolute and always endeavor to lovingly worship the circle of divine ras dance, the Ras Mandal, in ever-blossoming Vrindavan. This is Bhakti Vinod Thakur in his Kalyana Kalpataru. Very interesting instructions. Very interesting instruction. Take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master and beg for this mercy. Rasa Leela Sarva Manoram. The Ras dance captures the mind, man, of everyone, Sarva. Srila Prabhupada warned us that we should not jump to the Ras Leela chapters of the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna's Ras dance should never be compared with any kind of material dance, such as a ball dance or a disco. The Ras dance is completely spiritual performance. And it's hidden in the Srimad Bhagavatam towards the end, in the 10th canto. So first 9 cantos are important to go through in order to gain an understanding of who is Krishna. If we jump straight to the 10th canto, then we may mislead ourselves. This is Krishna is an ordinary child and performing ordinary pastimes, loving pastimes. But if we go through the first 9 cantos, we will not have that impression. In order to establish this fact, Krishna, the supreme mystic, expanded himself in many forms and stood beside each gopi. So some people try to do the Ras dance, they try to imitate Krishna, then okay, why don't you expand yourself and have you have so many girlfriends? Okay, expand yourself so that you can be with each and every one of your girlfriends. You can't do it, no, because you're not Krishna. Placing his hands on the shoulders of the gopis on both sides of him, he began to dance in their midst. The mystic expansions of Krishna were not perceived by the gopis because Krishna appeared alone to each of them. They didn't realize that Krishna had expanded himself into millions of Krishna to be with each and every gopi. They were thinking, Krishna's only with me. This is the beauty of the Lord. Even when they were having a picnic in the forests in Vrindavan, each Gopa would think, oh, Krishna's only looking at me. Krishna's only sharing my lunch. Krishna's only talking with me. Krishna can have that impact. This is the beauty of the Supreme Lord. It's like he gives us one-to-one reciprocation. This is the beauty of the Lord. Jaya Jaya Jwala Rasa Sarva Rasa Sa Pari Parakiya Bhave Jaha Brajate Pracha Parakiya Bhave Jaha Brajate Pracha. Unwedded love manifests only in Braj. So there are 5 mellows of devotional service. Shantaras, which is neutral, like grass. Dasyaras are those who serve the Supreme Lord as servant. Sakyaras, friendship, like Madhumangal or the Gopas. Vatsalyaras, that's Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj. Madhurya Ras, that's the gopis headed by Radha Rani. These 5 mellows exist eternally in Braj. And Madhurya Ras is of 2 types. Swakiya, married love, e.g., for example, queens of Dwaka, and Parakiya, unwedded or amorous love. So this Parakiya Bhav is regarded the highest. And we think, okay, how come the Lord wants to enjoy unwedded love? Well, Radha is the acharya of the mellows of amorous love, Ujjwala or Parakiya Ras. Radhika Jwala Rasera Acharya. The symptoms of one at the highest stage are of 8 types. So why does Krishna enjoy this unwedded? Because that increases the amount of enjoyment he has when there is some forbidden aspect to that love. It's not that we can imitate Krishna and also try to enjoy this unwedded love, amorous pastimes. That's exclusively for the Lord, because that is part of his Leela and part of the enjoyment he derives by engaging with Radha and the gopis. And of course, nothing is separate from Krishna. Nothing is separate from the Lord. They belong to him anyway. It's not that he's enjoying illicit relations with others. They're his anyway. So the symptoms of one of the highest stage of the eight types, being stunned, sweating, standing of hairs, breaking of voice, shivering, change of color, tears, fainting. These 8 bodily changes due to disturbance of heart and pranas are called sattvika bhav, arising from internal imbalance, disturbance. So when one goes through these different stages, then one can understand that this person has got some pure love for Krishna. We can't imitate this. You can't forcefully pretend to be stunned and sweating and all that. It has to naturally come. And when it does, then we should understand that we are making some little progress. So this is Chaitanya Charitamrita, exactly what we just talked about. According to the devotee, attachment falls within the 5 categories of Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya Rati. These 5 categories arise from the devotee's different attachments to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The transcendental mellows derived from devotional service are also of 5 varieties. Shri Janava Pada Padma Koriya Smaran Dina Krishna Dasa Kohe Nama Sankirtan. So there's 2 very significant words in here. Janava and Krishna Das. Who are they? Janava is the Dharampatni of Lord Nityananda, who continued the preaching movement after they departed this world. So Chaitanya and Nityananda left. Janava was here still, and she became the leader of the preaching movement of Chaitanya. And Krishnadas refers to Krishnadas Kaviraj, who is the author of Chaitanya Charitamrita, the biography of Chaitanya, Lord Chaitanya. He's also the author of this song. Krishnadas Kaviraj was guided by Swarup Damodar and Raghunath Das to write this epic. Thus, he knew the glories of all the great personalities of that time. Yet, see how important Janava is. He dedicates this bhajan to Janava Devi. This shows the elevated status of Janava Devi. So this is where we wanted to stop. Any questions, any comments, please? Okay, let's stop there. Thank you, everybody. Shri Vrajdam ki jai, Radha Krishna Bhagwan ki jai, Krishna Das Kaviraj ki